Ohayo minasan. Like, oh God, Kulov, what is going on? Yes, we go to the work. So, 今日のテーマはね、well, まずはね、So, theme of today's episode, be true to you. Do your thing. Don't be ashamed. Don't let fucking other shit be like, you can't do this. Oh my fucking God. How is it every time? Alright, so there's one part of work at this job that is quite annoying. Fridays, we start at fucking 7. So, there's that. And, right, it's only once a week, but I usually turn down a street and I go that way. Well, every time, or like, it happens enough where it's like, there's a garbage truck. It's like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. I just want to drive to work. I don't want to deal with a big ass truck. Okay, well that's literally what just happened. So, anywho, back to getting to work and telling you about being you. So, inspiration for this, first and foremost, One Piece. One of the biggest influences of my life. I guess with any of the manga, anime stuff, you know, being you, who you are, right, is kind of the shtick. Or like, you have these like secret powers and you're like the chosen one. Or you're just like a high school girl trying to get senpai's attention. This is, you know, classic anime tropes for you. If you watch anime and you're like, you know what, Glove, you're right. That sounds like the anime I'm watching right now. Yeah, bro, I know this shit, bro. I'm a fucking expert. So, anywho, be you. It's like, where did you get this idea? So yesterday, I got friends, and, well, life was great. Didn't have to do anything ever again. Never had a conflict. Everything was great. I just got money from this guy. So, my friend, old friend, well, I guess old is relative, but not like my oldest friend, but an older friend from the Magic days. And we got lunch, dinner, caught up, and then we went back to his place. You know, checked out his house and was like, oh, you know, this is fun. I think for me, right, a huge part of being who I am is talking, chatting, connecting, doing good things with people. That is a huge priority. And my friend, who is an accountant, you know, we talked about business, work, how things are going, and for me, one of the big cool things was, yeah, like, I got this cool 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 life, like predictability. Because he knows my story. He knows, yeah, I'd done the Magic, I'd been at Starbies. You know, it's kind of nice. And for him, the observation was, to summarize what he said, was he's basically in sales. Even though he's an accountant, right? This firm charges him, as with any service, like, you know, lawyer, or any kind of business where your knowledge is important, like, right? You might charge a higher price, and you are getting your money's worth. Yeah, the great saying he said was, maybe you've heard it. It's worth paying for a good accountant, or you don't know the value of a good accountant until you've had a bad accountant. And the example he goes, like, he essentially saved his client thousands, or maybe tens of thousands of dollars because of just knowledge and knowing what to do. This is kind of funny. It's like, yep, save money, and a lot about relationship building and being there for your people, because it's you're not in for doing taxes one time. And that just kind of reminded me of my life in a way. It's a lot of it has been relationship building, right? If I look at selling Magic the Gathering cards, I worked at a comic shop, eventually did my own, and went to conventions. And at the end of the day, it's about that experience you're giving, and what that is for the customer, how they feel about it, what are they getting out of it, and that relationship. In some ways, I very much got that. I think my shortcomings as a business owner were in logistics of making sure you're profitable, and some of my, at the time, lack of ability or skills to judge character, because that, especially when you're in that, dealing with people, being able to judge character and understand like who people are, where they're at, right? Because while, like I just said, like, be yourself. So we have our base, like, who are you? Like, what's your thing? Right? There's very much an essence to you. Like, at your core, who you are isn't going to change. So, we're getting kind of deep here, that who you are, like, fundamentally, at the genetic level, who that soul is, right? It's kind of like you're not going to change that. Now, can you learn and improve? I think that is true. I think you have like a very essential core, like things that are just like, that's who you are. But then, right, you can increase your awareness. You can change exactly how you show up, the exact habits you do. And yes, so I think there you could basically change. But at your core, right, you're not gonna, and then applying this to people, if people are gonna show you who they are, trust them. It's, they're not gonna change. Now this is kind of going back to my favorite Auntie Mel. Let them, but then you have to let me. So you have to take action and be like, hey, bring up, this was an issue. And that's something I have in the past not done. I've just ignored things, not had those difficult conversations, and that has been problems for me. I was like, when it's all like, yeah, like, oh, it's all good, and then it's like, well, actually, bro, like, that was not so good. So, yeah, be you, do your thing. And people, I think for me, people is what, whatever, okay, so grammatically correct. Funny thing, language. Like, I can speak Japanese, but my language is English. When I use Japanese, or if I'm communicating, different part of my soul, but probably, right, I would be not worrying too much about nuance, but more like, let me communicate this point. So I think for the next time I go to Japan, I feel like Japan is coming to me in some way. I'm feeling this. The universe is sending me some signs. Like, I found that Japan parade. Fuck, man, that was... Of all the ways that they could have gone that weekend, just how I ended up uptown. And I was like, yeah, let me check out this cookie place, because, I have a sweet tooth. And I just walked down, it's like, oh! Japan thing. It's definitely kind of cool. So having that open mind, open heart, open body, soul for whatever comes your way, not to worry. Take, happily accept, be present, love life a little bit, do your thing. At the core, just people are important. The relationships. Like with Starbucks, man, Starbucks is such a fucking... Fuck Starbucks, man. Fuck Starbucks. Like... I mean... And it's like, it really can't be avoided. You're dealing with this, corporation. So that's got rooted in energy of definitely narcissism. Or maybe, self-centered, I have to make money, gotta do, like, survive, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I guess I can see that, because, like, that's my lived experience. And this whole, like, dress code policy, which is in the news now, very interesting. I don't know what to make of it. It's a corporation trying to impose its thing, and, like, well... What are you gonna do? Like, it's a black shirt now. It's like you hear, like, I'm seeing posts where people are like, yeah, they sent us home for this, and this, and it's like, it's kind of confusing. Because, like, I had a manager who was very, like, just following the code because it's the code, and it's like, right, at the end of the day, what does following this code do, right? You're operating from fear of, like, oh, I'm not gonna have a job. I'm not gonna have my manager job or whatever. Or district manager. I'm like, I gotta, like, they're telling me, so I gotta do this. It's like, right, these people are, for whatever reason, buying into this notion of fear of, like, you gotta, like, tell people this. It's like, where does the buck stop? Like, right, this is stupid. Like, okay, like if it's basically in code, it's in code, like, right? So it's like it's a two-way street, and the problem is, like, really at the organizational level, that, right, like, rules or guidelines, it's very piratey of me. Although, like, recently, I said a very, like, statement that was not like that. We were talking at work about, like, what we're doing, if it's, like, legal or not, and it was like, well, actually, no, it's not. But it's very interesting how, like, I chose that. Because I think one of our programs wasn't very clear on that. Two of them were, and it was like... Right, I felt like it's very important to understand that shipping vape stuff is not, like, not allowed, like, explicitly by UPS. They say it, same with FedEx, and we know this, so, right, I guess, like, don't ask, don't tell. Like, all our packages are not problems, and, right, like, it takes, like, one customer to, like, flag us and be like, hey, like, I mean, but it's alright then, like, that energy is, like, that's no good, like, to operate from there. And, like, then you can't get the vape stuff because, like, right, the whole industry, like, lives on this. Those are very interesting. So, yeah, thoughts of, like, importance of people and connecting with your old friends. We've always done that. Reaching out, trying to use, but then that leads me to situations with a bit of people pleasing, not really prioritizing myself, where I end up being like, hey, like, what can I do for you? God, So that is my work, to kind of not necessarily self-abandon, 'Cause I've definitely been very much traditionally like driving my relationships forward. Yeah. So like for example, I'm trying the dating apps again. I dislike them, and like they're basically a tool like to meet people that you couldn't really meet otherwise. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do what I can. I'll check it during lunch. I'll message, blah blah blah. Try and keep it nice and quick. Bada bing, bada boom. It leads to dates because that's the point. Great. Uh, and I'm sort of just like, I guess you could say creating like different circles with people now. Right? Not everyone has access to me. Like my closest friends, family, like they have the most access, right? I'm happy to be a pretty quick fire response, but not everyone gets that, deserves it, and that is the lesson there too. Managing your energy, your time, how you're showing up, why you're showing up, in what ways you're showing up. Just in time, 7 o'clock. It's a few minutes away from the warehouse, baby. Yeah, shut up. But yeah, it was cool. Like, it all works for a reason because we're all connected in a way, somehow. Yeah, spiritual here. We're all human. Actually, my friend said that yesterday too. We're all human. We're not that different. Well, we're just sort of buying into the lie that we're divided based on like your political race, your political party, your race, your gender, or whatever shit. Like, look, we're all human. We're human. We all want the same shit. My friend said this too, and I was like, wow, you know what? Yeah, we all do want the same stuff. It doesn't matter what country you're from, how old you are. You want to be cool. You want enough resources to do cool shit and like support your people, whatever that looks like. You want to do good stuff. Inherently, people are good, and it's just then like when you have opposing forces, and then you kind of are like, oh, what the fuck do I do? Right? Fear or your ego jumps in and is like, I don't know, and you're like, oh, I guess I have to do this instead of being an asshole. It's like, well, actually, you don't. And right, big takeaway is that you are in control of your life, and with the your life, what can you do? I was listening to one of the podcasts I listened to. It was Mel Robbins, it was Lewis Howes, and basically, just show up. It was a new guy. That your power comes from you, and you have to like do your thing. 3 people here already. What's even going on? It's Sunday morning. It's Friday. That you have to basically just show up, do your thing, be a cool cat, and like be the example that you want to be. So there you have it. We're at the work, having the fun. Look soon, my friends.